Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 1st. Let's get going. Like every other day this past week, it's raining. But thankfully, Ryuji's available to hang out. We head out to get some ramen, and after eating, he gives me a ramen bowl that they were passing out. Aw, thanks dude. On the way home, I stop off in Shinjuku to let Chihaya know I solved her problem. She doesn't believe me, and after doing a reading to confirm, she panics and accuses me of playing a trick. I tell her this is no trick, and she tells me that she needs to verify my methods by having me sit right next to her while she gives fortunes. I think someone might have a crush on me. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 2nd. Let's get going. I wake up to the group chat blowing up. Futaba's getting antsy that we haven't stolen her heart yet, so I guess we'll get to that soon. Today, however, is Takamaki Tuesday, so I take my girl bestie out for a shopping trip in Harajuku. She even gives me a cool poster to hang up. Man, my friends are the best. After shopping till I dropped, I head over to Kichijoji to meet up with my boyfriend at the arcade. Akechi wants to try out the light gun game there. You know, to get practice in, to take me out. He says he's only kidding, of course. And he tells me a cute story about when he was a kid and would run around with his toy gun, pretending to be a hero. Man, he's dreamy. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 3rd. Let's get going. After getting that antsy text from Futaba yesterday, I figure we might as well head into the palace today. We head back downstairs to face Mott, an honestly interesting fight that introduces a new mechanic, turning Mona into a rat. I'm sure that these special rat models are never going to be used again, so it's really cool that they made them just for this fight. After burying Mott, we discover that this place is the Spirit Temple from Ocarina of Time, where we have to reflect light to open the doors in the main hall. While making our way up the stairs, we discover a mural puzzle, which reveals that some people read a suicide note to Futaba that blamed her for her mother's death. Jesus. We make our way to the second safe room, and call it for the day. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 4th. Let's get going. While eating breakfast, I get a text from everyone's favorite redheaded bonus girl, so I finish my food and quickly head over to meet with her at, surprise, the batting cages. Yoshizawa says she wants to relive her childhood dream of crushing some homers, and I tell her I'm down to cheer her on if it'll help her out of her slump. Unfortunately, the goober isn't exactly stellar at baseball, but she gives it a good few swings before finally connecting with it. I have no clue what that was. Anyway, after my rousing day watching Kasumi crush some balls, I head over to Shinjuku to help out Chihaya. She's seeing a regular today, who's been having trouble with the sexist boss. I give some bullshit advice about overturning your fate, and what do you know, it apparently worked. Maybe I should become a fortune teller. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 5th. Let's get going. Ryuji invites me out to Manjiyaki, his treat, though he apparently forgot his wallet. Thankfully, he has some good news to share with me. The track team is actually getting back together. They asked Ryuji to join, but he declined, telling them he's got somewhere he belongs now. After filling ourselves on manja, I figure it's time we confronted Mississippi on his overinflated ego. I meet him at the diner, where he tries to convince me to target that bully guy from his middle school years. And after mulling it over for a minute, I call the gang to the hideout and decide to change Mishishi's heart instead. We find him in Mementos, where the whiny baby confesses that it really has gone all to his head. Rather than fight him, we leave after scaring the piss out of him. Surely that worked, right? No. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 6th. Let's get going. I decided to hang out with Yusuke today, as he invited me to the art exhibit his piece was submitted to. It doesn't seem to have many people interested, but Yusuke says that's just the ordinary rabble not understanding what true art is. When a true art critic comes up, rather than praise Yusuke's piece for its creativity, he critiques the work on its blandness and theme. This pisses Yusuke off, and he confronts the critic, who tells him that he's talented but lacks vision. Don't worry, bro. Your art's fire. We support our boys around here. To cheer him up, I drag him to Penguin Sniper, and show him this wicked shot I unlocked by maxing my proficiency. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 7th. Let's get going. I get a call from An to meet her at the school. On a Sunday? With none other than Shiho. She's moving today, and wanted one last look at the view that changed her world forever. She thanks An for motivating her to get out of bed every day, and for being strong for her. An says no. Shiho's the strong one, and as the tears flow, Shiho's parents call her back down to leave. An starts to cry, saying she's alone again. But I remind her that she's not alone. She has us, the Phantom Thieves. Sorry guys, I don't think An is the one for me. You know who is though? This old man!
Everyone!
While delivering his speech, Yoshida gets heckled about his past yet again. But I've had enough. I shout down the heckler, telling him that society needs a path to redemption. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 8th. Let's get going. I figured today's as good a day as any to clear Futaba's palace, so we quickly head in and make our way up the stairs. We encounter Shadow Futaba, who almost leads us into another Indiana Jones trap, but thankfully we sneak into the next puzzle room. This one requires us to solve some binary, after which we break the mechanism dropping balls on us. We hop across the boulders to the next slide puzzle that reveals depressing information, and make our way up the stairs again. Honestly, this next puzzle room is pretty forgettable, aside from another fight with Mod. Even the Will-Seed Guardian Alilot isn't noteworthy, as it's weak to fire, and after our final puzzle, we discover that the path to the treasure room is sealed shut. Shadow Futaba appears and basically tells us that we'll need the real Futaba to allow us in her room in order to open it, meaning we've cleared the palace. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 9th. Let's get going. Since we've cleared the palace, no one's available today, so I instead decide to focus on my social stats. After getting a charm reading from Chihaya, I head to work at 777. While going about my workday, Kasumi comes in to do some shopping, and compliments me on my sweet pink uniform. After work, I head to the bathhouse to take my first bath in months. A hot bath sounds like bliss right now. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 10th. Let's get going. Time to send the calling card. This is a special case though, as once we hand Futaba the card, we can head right in to steal the treasure. We head over to Sojiro's house, and after forcing Futaba to unlock the door, she hides in the closet. We explain to her that we need to change her cognition, and surprisingly, she understands.
There! Now steal it! All you really had to do was open that closet door.
We make our way to the top of the pyramid, but before we can open the tomb to steal the treasure, we're interrupted by this cognitive version of Futaba's mom. We can't reach her during this cutscene fight, and to make matters worse, Futaba has wandered into her own palace. Thankfully, she has a Persona 4 moment, accepting her true self, and after getting grabbed by tentacles and put in a skin-tight suit, the 15-year-old summons a ballista and shoots down the Sphinx. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 11th. Let's get going. With Futaba out of commission until Medjid's deadline for gameplay reasons, I figure we can finally start maxing out some confidants. I meet Ryuji for ramen, where he delivers some good news. Yamauchi's out as the track coach. Apparently, Takaishi's mom, the head of the PTA, found out about the abuse and complained to the school. Ryuji thanks me for being there for him, and says,
"If anything comes up, you tell me. I'll help you with whatever you need." My new power!
After finishing my ramen with Ryuji, I figure it's time to check in on old Michinoku. He meets me at Inokashira Park, but without apologizing, Moshi Moshi calls off the change of heart on his bully. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 12th. Let's get going. Yusuke invites me on a romantic date, complete with a boat ride in Inokashira Park. Unfortunately, he's using this as an opportunity to draw more, as he starts to sketch the couple in the boat next to us. Without permission. The couple catch on to what he's doing, and reveal that they're just brother and sister, causing Yusuke to have a panic attack about different kinds of love. Don't worry, dear. I'll teach you. After rowing us back to shore, I head home to spend some time with my teacher maid. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 13th. Let's get going. I wake up to a bombardment of texts from Mishima, who apparently has grown a conscience lately. Rather than hunt down Mementos quests, I instead meet up with Makoto and bring her to the Shinjuku Red Light District. Her decision, not mine. Apparently, she wants to see if any Shujin students are working at the cabaret clubs, and after chasing away hosts and barkers, we notice one girl in a plaid skirt walking into a pink salon. Makoto says she recognizes her, so she heads back to the school to do some investigating, while I head to work at the airsoft shop. My job today is to eavesdrop on EY's confidant and call him when he gives the signal. After listening to some typical mobster talk, he feigns a cold to cut the conversation short. I'm a good little criminal. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 14th. Let's get going. After doing my weekly shopping, I decided I should at least put some effort into getting Mementos requests, so I stop in the underground walkway and apply for a job at the flower shop in the mall. I meet my new coworker at my third job, and make a little dough, before heading to my passion project, helping Yoshida with his speeches. The media is here, obviously looking for some kind of damaging soundbite, but thankfully, No Good Tora is extremely good at displaying his morals. The media leaves, angry they can't disparage the one good politician in Japan. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 15th. Let's get going. I head on a minor shopping trip, not really buying anything honestly, and meet up with An at the Underground Mall. She's not ready to max yet, so we instead head on a mini friend date to the museum in Ueno. I'm glad An isn't mad at me for turning her down last time. Wait, what do you mean you thought I was creepy? I meet Makima in Shinjuku, but before we can go get food on his dime, he gets a text from his old bully, who's actually cool, Akiyama, telling him to meet him in a nearby alley. Disregarding our self-preservation instinct, we head to the alley to find Akiyama getting his ass handed to him by some thugs. They threaten to accept payment from his girlfriend, in other ways. But strangely, Mikijiki mans up and threatens to call the cops. Wow, that actually worked. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 16th. Let's get going. At breakfast, Makoto texts me and asks me to meet her in the student council room at school to help her confront the student we saw the other day. I sneak into the school and begin to play good cop bad cop with the girl, Aiko, who tells us that actually it's not a pink salon, but a regular old cafe. She also says she's only doing it to have some pocket money, not because she's in financial need. Before Makoto can get a word in, Aiko starts chumming it up with her, pointing out her pencil case, then saying she never figured Makoto would be the person to date someone like me, as she always assumed she was a robot. The big tornado of personality leaves, leaving Makoto stunned. After poking fun at Miss Prez, beep boop, I head home to help Sojiro out at LeBlanc. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 17th. Let's get going. My friends really like to hit me up while I'm eating breakfast. An says she wants me to come with her to her modeling shoot, so we head to the seaside park just in time to see Mika getting confronted by the managers. Apparently, she got caught pretending to be the agency, and was sending models to the wrong location so she could get popular. An says she's disappointed that she stooped so low, but Mika points out that in the fashion world, you have to use every advantage to get ahead. This strikes a chord in An, and she says she respects Mika for being like her favorite anime heroes, and after their shoot, we head to the diner. While there, An thanks me for being a friend, Golden Girl style, and
I can sense a new power growing within me.
welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 18th. Let's get going. Since I've gotten some big milestones in my personal life out of the way, I can now start hunting for Mementos quests. I work once again at the flower shop, this time picking out a bouquet of beautiful flowers. After my hard day of being orchard man, I head to my 80th job, sitting in on Chihaya's fortune telling. Her client tonight is engaged to be married to his childhood sweetheart, but the president of one of his major business partners offered his daughter's hand in some sick political maneuver. I tell him to follow his heart, as his beloved could be stolen away by thieves. Wait, thieves? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 19th. Let's get going. Remembering that I forgot to hang with Yusuke this week, he drags me to the church in Kanda for another attempt to paint human emotion. This time, he wants to paint anguish, so he forces me to pose like Jesus Christ on the cross. Thankfully, my blasphemy is interrupted by a priest who explains to Yusuke that Christ's expression is less about the anguish of the moment and more about the forgiveness that he felt. This causes Yusuke to pontificate and convert to Christianity. After embracing our Megami Tensei roots, I head home to read a book about how to better enjoy content on the internet. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 20th. Let's get going. Now that I've officially hung out with everyone this week, I can hunt for some more Mementos quests, so I work a shift at 777. After our big rush, Nanami-senpai and I get to talking about the rumor about the cat beater, and apparently some customers know who it was and gave her his name. Now, I never have to work a day here ever again. I leave my first job and head to my 19th, helping this old man get elected. But instead of having to slave over a hot sign, I instead get to enjoy a hot plate of food, courtesy of the taxpayer. We get invited by that diet member from before to dinner, and he has some bad news for Yoshida. His mentor, Kuramoto, is in the hospital and wants to make amends. But before he can do that, Matsushita wants Yoshida to drop out of the race. Yoshida refuses and says this means that he's being seen as a threat. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 21st. Let's get going. Today's the day that Medjed had declared as our deadline. But more importantly, as I come downstairs, Sojiro tells me that today's the anniversary of Futaba's mother's death. While talking with him over a cup of coffee about his thoughts on if she was murdered, we get a surprise visit from Futaba, who's not only awake, but has walked from the house to LeBlanc.
How did you get here?
I walked?
I remind the dweeb that we have a hacker problem, and we make our way back to her house, where she gets to work. Morgana and I get bored while waiting, so we decide to clean up her room, to her surprise.
I handled them, and someone else handled my room. I don't understand, but this is good.
She falls asleep again, leaving us to wonder if she genuinely succeeded. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 22nd. Let's get going. It worked. Everyone showed up to talk about the apparent downfall of Medjed, courtesy of the Phantom Thieves, and there was even an arrest made of a Japanese man. Sojiro yells at us for taking up too much space in LeBlanc, so after Futaba shows up, we head upstairs to my room. We recap the last palace, before realizing that Futaba's right there with us, so we ask her some questions. Namely, how did she figure out we were the Phantom Thieves? And how did she know exactly how to take care of Medjed? While she refuses to tell us how she found out our identities, she does tell us that she was the original founder of Medjed. Makoto realizes that we need to get Futaba to open up more, so she concocts a plan for us to all hang out with her for the next few days. Futaba's socialization arc start.
Why me?
Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 23rd. Let's get going. For our first day of the Futaba socialization arc, Makoto, Yusuke, and I visit her in her room, and like the sheltered goody two-shoes she is, Mako-chan can't figure out how to talk to a girl. Yusuke's no help either, as he's figured out how to form the Ginyu Force.
My children! What have you done to my children?
Futaba and Yusuke get into an argument, and Makoto and I agree we need to try something new tomorrow. After our lesson in neatery, I head to my job at Untouchable, where EY teaches me about gun camos. While learning how to properly prestige in Call of Duty, some kid comes in, and EY immediately yells at him to scram and go do his homework? Apparently, EY has a father, and that was his son, Kaoru. I guess the hard ass has a soft spot. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 24th. Let's get going. Today is An and Ryuji's day in the Futaba socialization arc, and they've decided to take over my bedroom. At least they brought snacks. Weirdly, Peppermint here seems to take to this method of socializing, even going so far as to have conversations about stuff like dating and getting married.
Agreed. As a member of the opposite sex, I sense no charm from you, Ryuji.
What was that?
We plan for her to help out at the cafe tomorrow, as Futaba seems to be opening up. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 25th. Let's get going. Today, Futaba's helping out at the cafe, and after reassuring Sojiro that she'll be fine, we get to work on the simple stuff, like dishes. Some weirdo creep customer comes in and implies that Sojiro's going after younger girls now. But before I can step in and intimidate the guy, Futaba handles it.
Yo, here's your coffee.
After the success of Futaba's socialization, I decide to socialize myself with everyone's favorite politician, who takes me out to dinner yet again. This time, we're meeting with Kuramoto's grandson, who, surprise surprise, wants to talk shop. He says he'll be running for his grandpa's seat, and asks Yoshida if he could teach him how to run a campaign. Yoshida's flattered, and says he doesn't feel qualified to do so, but Benzo-san drops a bomb. If he wins, he plans to split the party. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 26th. Let's get going. The girls have taken over my bedroom today, as in a few days we'll be heading to the beach. Under Ann's supervision, they're trying out swimsuits, and I can't be any happier that Sojiro's here with us. After the underage nudity leaves my bedroom, weird out of context, I decide to wash myself of the sins at the church in Kanda. I run into a beautiful woman who happens to be playing shogi, and I remember that Yusuke mentioned her like 2 months ago? I ask her if I can play her in a game, and she tells me she can't, before starting a game with me. Women, am I right? After realizing that I'm a complete newbie at the game, Togo-san says she can't just let someone with untapped potential like mine slip through her fingers, and exchanges line IDs with me for future shogi endeavors. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 27th. Let's get going. Since Futaba had a girls' day yesterday, it's only fair that she have a guys' day today. While sitting around LeBlanc doing nothing, the gang decides it's time for a feast, courtesy of the boss. We pack it away, and after our post-lunch coffee, I spend the rest of the day relaxing at the fishing pond in Ichigaya. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 28th. Let's get going. While sitting around LeBlanc trying to figure out how to socialize Futaba today, we get a surprise visit from none other than my boyfriend, Akechi. He reassures Sojiro that he's not here on official business, merely for a cup of coffee, and he notices the little gremlin hiding behind me. While sipping his espresso, he expressos why he's currently depresso, trying to relate to Futaba's lack of parents. It doesn't work. After cleaning up, we head outside and enjoy the last of the summer fireworks as a family. I leave the fam to help out Yoshida-san, but wind up in a dark back alley with the Diet member Matsushita. He says that he needs to hear Yoshida's answer, but before he can answer, Matsushita reveals that Kuramoto is the reason he was kicked out of the party, as he was actually the one misappropriating funds, but declines the offer to run together, saying he wants to stay true to himself. Welcome to Persona Every Day. Today's August 29th. Let's get going.
Oh, man, it's packed.
Sorry for the wait. Got a better opinion of me now? What? Cat got your tongue? Come on.
Are we messing around?
What?
Stay still for a second. You'll be just fine.
We finally made it to the beach episode. While the girls ride around on a banana boat, Ryuji proclaims that celebrities like us should be drowning in women, so we initiate Operation Babe Hunt. I'm not particularly interested, but I get dragged along for the obvious failure. Before we have a chance to return to the girls, Ryuji and I get chased off by the walking stereotypes, and Yusuke shows up with some lobsters. Don't ask. After saving the girls from some flirting dudes, we enjoy our day at the beach. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 30th. Let's get going. I wake up to a bunch of noise downstairs, because apparently the group has decided to have a study session to bang out the summer homework. Thanks a lot, Ryuji. After knocking out my homework, and a crossword, I head to Shinjuku to help Chihaya with her fortune telling. Huh. My money's getting a bit low. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's August 31st. Let's get going. Today, I head downstairs to discover that Sojiro's taking us out for lunch as a family. Futaba demands sushi, and as the resident little sister, what she says goes. Morgana demands sushi as well, but cats aren't allowed at the restaurant, so we promise to bring them some back. At the restaurant, we eat our fill, and while Sojiro pays the bill, Futaba resolves to find out who killed her mom.
120,000 yen?
I head home, and after apologizing to Mona about not bringing home sushi, Futaba texts me saying she needs help in Akihabara. Upon arriving, I discover that she's being harassed by some pig, so I intervene to save her.